Hey guys, Michael Kummer here, and in today's video I want to share with you 6 tips on how to improve your immune system naturally. These tips are easy to implement and you can start doing it today. In the past, I used to get sick a lot with colds, with flus, with all kinds of issues, especially during the colder months of the year. But since I've started implementing the tips that I will share with you in this video, I have not gotten sick at all. Now, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel and you click on the little alert button so you get notified when I publish more videos like this. Tip number 1 is to get enough quality sleep. Sleep is incredibly important, and I'm sure you know that, but for most people, sleep is a necessary evil that takes away time from stuff that you could be doing otherwise. However, if you don't sleep well, nothing else really matters. It doesn't matter how much you work out, it doesn't matter how good your diet is or all the other things that you do. Sleep is truly the basis of it all. And that's for a number of reasons. While you're sleeping, it's not that your body isn't really doing anything, it's doing a lot of things. There are a lot of chemical processes happening while you sleep and in certain stages of sleep. For example, during deep sleep or slow wave sleep, your body releases growth hormones that can help you repair damaged muscle tissue and grow new muscles and repair cells in general. During REM sleep, your body is consolidating memory, so that's incredibly important for your mental health and determines how focused you can be and how sharp your mind works the next day. So it's incredibly important to get a lot of sleep. Now, from an immune system, the body releases cytokines. Those are little, think of them as signaling proteins that can help support your immune system, and many of those cytokines get released during sleep. So if you cut your sleep short, and in particular if the quality of your sleep is poor, then your body has less chance to support your immune system, and as a result your immune system gets weakened. So get enough sleep, enough quality sleep most importantly, and try to stick to a consistent sleep routine. The second tip has to do with restricting food intake. And I know this might sound counterintuitive because your body uses food and the nutrients we get from food as fuel and to obviously also help the immune system and all the other functions in the body. However, there are certain ways on how you can restrict your food intake that can in fact help your body and your immune system to work more efficiently. So there are 3 ways of restricting food intake that I typically use as tools to improve my own health and support my immune system. And the first one is to restrict certain macronutrients. And if you're not familiar with the term macronutrients, there are 3 macros. There is protein, there is fat, and there are carbohydrates. Now, only 2 out of the 3 are essential, meaning we have to get them from food, otherwise we'll get sick and ultimately die. And the 2 macros that we need to get from food are fat and protein in the form of essential fatty acid and essential amino acid. Only carbs we don't need to get from food. So there is no need to eat carbohydrates, and in fact there are benefits of reducing your carbohydrate intake, because the more carbs that you eat, the more you feed certain bacteria in your gut that thrive on carbs. We'll get to that later. And also a lot of carb intake can lead to inflammation and to a host of metabolic diseases like cancer, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, and basically all the diseases that most of us die from at a certain point in time unless you take care of your body. And so by removing or reducing your carb intake, you can allow your immune system to fight other things instead of that chronic and constant inflammation that is caused by a high carbohydrate intake. Second one, which might sound less intuitive, is to restrict your protein intake. So if the body doesn't have enough amino acids by you eating food and that has protein, then what your body does is it starts recycling and repairing cell tissue. It starts repairing damaged DNA, it starts repairing cells, and it can leverage and recycle amino acids from those damaged cells. Number 3 is intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting basically just means to not eat for a while. And that mimics very much how humans have evolved over millions of years. You know, nowadays we go to the fridge when we're hungry. Back in the days, there wasn't a fridge. Humans have evolved by not eating all the time. So you can skip meals. During that time, the body again activates certain maintenance and survival circuits, and one of them is called autophagy. And that's again a cell recycle program where damaged cells get either repaired or completely recycled, meaning removed, and then the components of that cell can be used again to build new cells maybe. Bottom line is, by either restricting certain macros, restricting calories or food in general, you can support your immune system and allow your body to start repairing damaged cells and help your immune system to get a break overall. So that's food restriction. Tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to support your gut's microbiome. There are approximately 40 trillion non-human cells, meaning bacteria and microorganisms, living on and inside of your body. There is a lot of cells on you that are not human, and they're bacteria and other microorganisms that significantly contribute to your overall health. We could not live without the bacteria in our skin, in our mucous membranes, and in particular in our gut. And a lot of the immune capability and defenses of your body is because of the microorganisms that live inside of your gut, on the gut lining basically. And so they are incredibly important. And one thing that most people don't understand is that it's not just about taking probiotics or a probiotic supplement and getting more of the good bacteria into your gut. That doesn't work like that, because there is no empty space inside of your large intestine where those probiotics could simply move into. Everything is covered. Every single inch of your gut is covered in bacteria, good and bad. So the only way to increase the population of your good strains is to remove some of the bad ones. And one of the ways you can do this is by obviously managing stress and sleep and all of those things. Another way to do it is to restrict the fuel of the bad bacteria and instead feed more the good bacteria. And so by not eating certain foods that bad bacteria thrives on, and again, carbohydrates is one such an example. So if you remove carbs or reduce your intake, then you starve off practically some of those types of bacteria that thrive on carbs. And if you eat a lot of fermented foods, for example, then you can increase the population by causing a shift of your good bacteria. Bacteria in your gut is also responsible for making vitamins. Most people think that you have to get all the vitamins and micronutrients from food that your body needs to thrive, but the reality is that many of the vitamins that you need are produced inside of your gut as a byproduct of the bacteria's metabolism. So they basically feed what you eat, and then what comes out on the other end, basically they poo then the good stuff that your body can then convert via chemical processes into vitamins and many other things that can help you and your immune system. And so I'm not a huge fan of picking out individual foods that you should overeat on to improve your immunity and stuff, but generally speaking, if you take care of your gut, if you live a healthy diet and eat a variety of good foods, you support your gut and you support your immune system. So fermented foods is obviously good, because by eating fermented foods you not only eat bacteria directly, but also the food that bacteria thrives on. So sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, kombucha from a beverage perspective. Tip number 4 is to reduce stress. If you're stressed, your body releases certain hormones like corticosteroids, and they in return can weaken your immune system by lowering your white blood cell count. If you're under chronic stress, then your immune system is automatically weakened. And don't get me wrong, stress is a good thing. If you don't eat, it's a stress on your body. If you exercise, it's a stress on your body. But those are temporary stressors that can help, in fact, your body to become stronger and to activate certain survival circuits, as I've mentioned before, to boost your immune system. But chronic stress, if you're stressed all the time because of work, family, lifestyle, whatever the case might be, that in fact increases your risk of inflammation and it lowers your white blood cell count and makes your immune system weaker. And one of the things that I do is to breathe. It sounds stupid because we all breathe and there is nothing you have to do extra. But I make it an effort a couple of times during the day to sit down and just for a minute breathe in slowly, hold it for 2 seconds or for 2 counts, and then exhale on a count of 10. Try to slowly inhale, hold it for a brief moment, and then exhale a little bit slower as you have inhaled. And if you do this a couple of times, that again triggers certain reactions in your body that can help you reduce stress and improve your focus and deal with whatever is coming next. Tip number 5, exercise regularly and vigorously. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One is, if you go for a run and you're out of breath, that rapid breathing and that hard breathing can flush bacteria out of your lungs. So that's one reason how exercise can help you. The other one is, typically when you work out, your body temperature rises, and it's kind of similar to a fever, where that increased temperature can kill off bacteria and other pathogens. The other thing that exercise does is it changes your antibodies and it increases your white blood cell count. Nobody knows exactly how that works, or at least I haven't found a good answer to that, but it seems like there is a change in antibodies and white blood cells during exercise. That again increases your immune system support and helps your immune system to fight off pathogens. And the other benefit of exercising is that it reduces your stress hormones. And so by exercising and being less stressed afterwards, you again support your immune system and make you less susceptible to getting sick. Tip number 6 is to leverage certain supplements. Now, I highly encourage you to focus on the basics first before thinking about using supplements. Because if you don't sleep well, if you don't exercise, if you don't eat well, then no supplement is going to make a significant difference. So cover your bases first and then use supplements to either fill individual gaps that you cannot easily solve by making lifestyle changes, or by just getting the extra protection that those supplements can provide. And the first one I want to show you is elderberry syrup. And we used to buy these as a brand that we used to buy. Make sure it's in focus. That's the brand we used to buy at Whole Foods, but then we figured out we can actually make it ourselves. So we just buy organic elderberries and make our own syrup, without sugar, without anything else. And there is scientific evidence that suggests that elderberry syrup can be taken preventatively to either reduce your chance of getting sick, like colds in particular, or to reduce the length of you being sick. So you might recover quicker by taking elderberry syrup. Number 2 is an immunity blend from NAD. Let me show you that. Yep, that's the one from NAD. That has echinacea, that has elderflower, again that has chaga, astragalus, thyme, ginger. So many of those things that have been shown to support your immune system. And the cool thing with that NAD immunity blend is it's a limited edition mix, and all the proceeds go to a good cause. So that's also one of the reasons why I bought it, because it helps me and it helps someone else. The next thing that I have here is from Equip. That's one of my favorite keto supplement manufacturers, and it's an immunity blend that has different antioxidants or sources of antioxidants. For instance, cranberry, acai, grapeseed, acerola dry, blueberry, transresveratrol, and black pepper. And many of the things have been shown to support the immune system, and this is a quite potent blend. It's 2 capsules a day, and I just take this, as an additional insurance policy, if you will, even though I'm already sleeping well, eating well, and exercising 6 times a week. The last thing I want to show you, not the last thing, almost the last thing here that I have is from True Brain, and it's called Clockwise. And it's basically a NAD booster, NAD as in NAD. Your NAD levels in your body decline as you age. And there is a lot of scientific evidence to suggest that if you boost your NAD levels, you not only slow down aging, but you support your immune system as well, because it can go through those cell recycle and cell maintenance programs more efficiently. So True Brain came out with that NAD booster that contains a number of ingredients that can improve and increase your NAD levels to again improve your immunity and delay aging. And so I'm taking 2 capsules of these per day in combination with all the other things I've mentioned here. Now, there are 2 more things that I ran out of already, and one is a synbiotic, and synbiotic means a combination of a probiotic, meaning good bacteria for your gut, and a prebiotic. And a prebiotic is typically the food that the bacteria eats. And by combining both the probiotic with the prebiotic, then you get a synbiotic. And that's what a company called Enviromedica, one of my favorite supplement brands, used to create a product called TerraFlora, and it's basically a probiotic with the food that the bacteria need. So you increase the survival chance of your bacteria, of the probiotics, as it travels down and into your digestive tract. And so those are some of the supplements that I take on and off, again, not all the time. And as I've mentioned before, supplements do not replace an otherwise healthy dietary lifestyle, so make sure you cover your bases first. But by using supplements, it's like an insurance policy. You can improve your odds and you can fix any small gaps that you might have. All right, that was it, guys. I hope you appreciated those 6 tips. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't think it was useful, this button seems to be working as well. Either way, leave me a comment and let me know what you liked or didn't like, and I'll see you next time.